How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and this is going to be another one of those like talking videos, kind of like the one that I did with the Challenger and talking about if it's a good daily driver or not. So this video I'm going to be doing that with the Jeep Wrangler. So basically, if you guys haven't seen that video, I pretty much just talked about if I think it's a good daily driver or not, and short answer, no. But if you want my full explanation, go ahead and check that video out. It's on my channel. But in this video, we're going to be talking about my opinion if I think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver or not, and specifically the 2017 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Hard Rock. So I drive this Jeep sometimes. I've been off-roading with it a few times. It's a lot of fun off-road, definitely. That's what they're made for, obviously, to go off-roading. And a lot of people do actually daily drive Jeep Wranglers like this, especially the new JLs. Like, I feel like the Wranglers are just going, like, they're shifting more towards regular practical cars and away from like the big off-road vehicles that they used to be. In my opinion, I'd say I'm kind of like 50-50 if it's a good daily driver or not, just because yes, these Wranglers are made for off-roading, so that's what they're good at. They're not made to be practical vehicles that you drive every day. And I feel like the main reason that I don't think they're good daily drivers is that they're really freaking slow, especially with the manual. I know all the manual people are going to be like, no, the manual makes it faster. Well, not really. Especially if you're not that fast at shifting like me. So yes, this Jeep is a 6-speed manual, and the throws are really long. Like, if you go from third to fourth here, let me actually show you guys right now. So there's the gear shifter, as you can see. First gear is like that, then it's actually pretty hard to get it into second from here. You actually have to, like, well, that was pretty easy, but when you're actually driving, it actually takes some force to put it down into second. Then third gear like that, and you can see how long the throws are with this thing. So like, if you go down to fourth, it's all the way down there. So there's neutral, third. So with like sports cars, like third to fourth is probably like third to neutral in a Jeep. It's like halfway. So it's probably not even that in some cars, but yeah. So in my opinion, I'd say the number one reason that I don't think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver is because it's so slow. And I know you guys are probably wondering, like, why do you need to be fast to have a good daily driver? Well, if you're kind of in like a weird situation where you see somebody coming up behind you really fast, not slowing down at all, and you need to accelerate really quickly to get out of their way and avoid an accident, that's how you could do that, by having a like fast daily driving car. And also, just if you're in traffic, you have to accelerate fast to, I don't know, get in front of somebody if you're about to miss your exit or something on the highway like that. That's also a time that you need to have a fast car. And yes, I have driven this Jeep to like DC and back, which is like a 3.5 hour drive for me. It really wasn't easy, I'll be honest. Up the hills, I was probably going like 40 the whole time. I had to shift between fourth and fifth gear doing that. And if you guys own Jeeps, then you know what the struggle is. Like, fourth gear, you feel like the Jeep's about to explode. Fifth gear, you can't even get up the hill. So that's the struggle of driving a manual Jeep. I mean, they have 285 horsepower stock. I believe that's the number, but I mean, they're still slow. Like, and they're not made to be fast, obviously. They're made for off-roading. So, number one reason is they're slow. The second reason is the brakes. The brakes on this thing suck. So, I've had to slam on the brakes a few times. It doesn't even feel like you're slamming on the brakes. Like, compared to driving the Challenger, this thing, if you're slamming on the brakes in a Jeep, that's probably like halfway in a Challenger or something like that. It's really not that great. And yes, I know a Challenger is a sports car. It has Brembo brakes. They're made to slow you down really quick. A Jeep isn't made to do that. But I'm just telling you guys, in my opinion, why I don't think it's a good daily driver. And like I said, I'm kind of 50-50. So right now I'm telling you guys like the cons of why it's a bad daily driver, and I'll tell you guys why I think it could be a good daily driver later on in the video. So the first two reasons, it's really slow, and then the brakes suck. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm actually having a hard time coming up with reasons why it's not a good daily driver. But the third reason that I came up with is, I guess it's easy to roll. And it actually gives you like a warning on the sun visor up here. It says, avoid abrupt maneuvers and excessive speed, higher rollover risk. So it literally tells you that you could roll over in this car. I don't think I've ever seen that in a car. But yes, Jeeps are pretty easy to roll. If you guys didn't know that, they're basically a box. I'm sure you guys know that, but you really can't take turns fast with this Jeep at all. Like, if the recommended speed is like 45 for a turn, you have to go 45 or slower on that turn. I know most people are like, wow, let's see how fast I can take this turn. It says 45, let's go 85. You can't do that with a Jeep or else you'll roll it. So that's the third reason, is it's easy to roll, flip over. And in off-roading, it's actually not that easy to flip. So I went to Florida like 3 or 4 years ago with my family, and I went to the Orlando car show there, and they had like a Jeep demonstration thing where they went over these huge like hills and stuff. And so I was in a Jeep Wrangler Sahara, I believe, and they had like a little track thing where it was angled at a 45-degree angle or even more. And the guy drove up on it, and I thought we were gonna flip over, but it was actually really stable. And he even told us to, like, you know, shake the Jeep, see if you can try to make it flip, and we did that. Nothing happened. It was really stable. So I was actually really surprised about that. But if you're on the road, it's completely different, because like you're going at speed and there's more like momentum to flip you over or whatever. I'm not trying to be a scientist or physicist or whatever it's called, but I'm just telling you guys how it is. Like, if you're driving, it's a lot easier to flip than if you're just on a road and you hit a rock or something. Like you're not going to flip if you just hit a rock going off-roading somewhere, because if you're off-roading, you're most likely going to be going like 10 miles an hour or a bit slower than that. That's usually how fast I go, probably like 5. So, like I said, third reason why I don't think it's a good daily driver is because you can flip it over really easily. So I'm gonna keep talking about that actually. One of my friends, I actually took him off-roading for the first time, I think. And he told me, he was like, so are you gonna take me a place where we're gonna flip? So, you know, most people know that Jeep Wranglers flip easily. Just on roads, not off-road. So anyways, that was the third reason why I don't think it's a good daily driver. And then a fourth reason I'd say is the gas mileage. So honestly, I'm not even sure. Okay, right here it says 15.9 miles per gallon average, which isn't great, but it's also not too bad. So this Jeep has a 3.6 liter V6. It's the Pentastar. Like I said, 285 horsepower in this thing. It can tow. But Jeeps are known for having bad gas mileage. And for most people, if you're looking for a daily driver, you're probably looking for a car that has good gas mileage. You don't want to drive something that gets 15 miles to the gallon, you know? So if I'm driving the Challenger, like around the city, it probably gets like 11 or 12 average. But if I'm on the highway, I've seen 22 before. So I feel like on the highway, the Challenger gets better gas mileage than the Jeep. But in the city, I feel like the Jeep gets better gas mileage. Even though when I drive the Jeep, I push it harder in the city just because, you know, I'm trying to actually keep up with traffic, and it's pretty hard to do that with this thing. And in the Challenger, I drive like a grandma around the city. And yeah, if you haven't seen my video where I discuss why I don't think the Challenger is a good daily driver, I talk about all that stuff in that video. So yeah, that's my fourth reason why I don't think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver, because of the bad gas mileage. And most people know that Jeep Wranglers get pretty bad gas mileage. And for the fifth reason that I don't think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver is the insulation. So in the winter, you know, obviously you're gonna have the heat up, and if you have a soft top, good luck with that, because I've heard those are even worse. But even the hard top, it's not too great at keeping like this thing insulated. It's actually not as bad as I was expecting. Like, it does keep the heat inside, but obviously it's not going to be good as like an actual car, like a practical daily driver. So it's not too bad of a reason. Like, it's really not that bad. The soft tops definitely are gonna be worse. I haven't actually driven in a soft top or like tried it out, so I'm not sure how bad they are, but it's honestly, it's really not too bad from what I've experienced. So those are the 5 reasons why I don't think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver, and now let's get into the reasons why I think it could be a good daily driver. So I'd say the #1 reason that I think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver is because you don't have to worry about like what road to take. Like if it's a bumpy road, the Jeep can go anywhere. If it's gravel or if there's like road construction, like around here, there's a whole lot of that. You don't really have to worry about that if you're driving a Jeep Wrangler like this. Now, when I'm driving the Challenger, I have to constantly worry about which way I'm driving, like which road has the most potholes, which road is being worked on right now, like where there's construction and all that. With the Jeep, I don't have to worry about any of that. So, like I said in my video that I did of the Challenger like this, I was talking about like steel plates being on the road. Now that they're like actually trying to fix our roads, they're like putting steel plates over the parts to like dry, I guess, something like that. I have to take that at like 5 miles an hour if I'm in the Challenger. If I'm driving the Jeep, I don't even have to slow down at all. Like, it doesn't matter with this Jeep, like how fast you go over bumps and stuff. I guess it doesn't matter how fast you go, but like you don't have to feel bad for it, because like the Jeep is made to go over bumpy stuff, you know? Like Challengers aren't made to do that kind of stuff. So like if you hit a bump in a Challenger, you would feel bad for it, or at least I know I would. And with a Jeep, you can go anywhere, you don't have to worry about it. So that's #1. And then #2, I'd say like you don't have to worry about people like backing into you or hitting you, especially from like the front or the back, because like Jeeps have huge bumpers. So like if somebody backs into you, they hit your bumper, they're gonna do damage to their car and barely anything to your Jeep. So that's another reason that I think it's a good daily driver, is like if you're on the road. Actually, quite a long time ago, my parents used to have like a van. I think it was like a Nissan Quest, and then so we pulled up right behind an 18-wheeler truck. I guess he didn't see us behind him, and he started backing up right into us and he hit us. So if that happened to a Jeep Wrangler, it probably would do some damage to the bumper, like you could see where it hit. But on the Rubicons, I'm pretty sure it's only the Rubicons, but they come with steel bumpers. I don't know if it's like that for the other models or not, but the Rubicons definitely come with steel bumpers. So if you get hit by a car either in the front or the back, you really don't have to worry about that. They're gonna be doing more damage to their car than your Jeep. So that's another reason why I think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver. It's because you don't have to worry about people hitting you. Only if it's like low speed hits. Like obviously if you get into a car crash, it's gonna do damage. Like it's not invincible. But yeah, at low speeds, you probably shouldn't have to worry about it. So the next reason that I think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver is the space that you have in here. So it's not the best, if I'm being completely honest. Like it's not gonna be like any other SUV probably, but I mean it's good enough. So I'll show you guys how much legroom there is in the back whenever I have the seat up as far as I sit. So this is how much legroom there is in the back. So I'll just get in here and show you guys. So this is how I sit whenever I drive, and as you can see, this is how much legroom I have. So not a whole bunch, like it's really cramped in here if you're gonna take it on a long road trip, but it's really not too bad. And then in the back, you have a good bit of space too. Like it's not great, but you know, it's just a Jeep, you can't expect much. And as you guys can see, I have been off-roading a little bit with this thing. So you really can't expect to have much room in this Jeep if you're getting one, because, you know, like I said, it's made for off-roading. It's not made to like take a family on vacation and stuff like that. That's not what it's made for. If you want something like that, then probably get a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Those are going to be a lot more comfortable than the Wrangler, and you can still do some off-roading with those. Then another reason that I think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver is if you listen to music, then you're gonna love the stereo system that comes with this thing. So this Jeep comes with a Alpine system, and it does have a nice sub in the back too, so it does have really good like music. Like, you can hear it really well. It sounds really good. I'm being completely honest, I don't listen to music while driving, but whenever I'm just sitting in the Jeep, I listen to music in it, like, just because it sounds a lot better than just coming out of my phone. So yeah, I do like to listen to music in this Jeep if I'm not driving, if I'm just like sitting in a parking lot or something like I'm doing right now filming this video. But yeah, if you do listen to music while driving, you're gonna love the sound system in this Jeep. So make sure you go for the good one. Like, I'm pretty sure the Alpine is the good one. I'm not sure though, because it's not a big deal to me. But anyways, I think that's the 4th reason that I think the Jeep Wrangler is a good daily driver. And then the 5th reason is you can take the doors and roof off. So I think that's really cool. So if you're just like cruising down in the city, like daily driving, stuff like that, and it's a nice sunny day, hot day, you can take the doors off, the roof off, and just be cool like that, you know? You can't do that with pretty much any other car, I think. I'm not sure, honestly. If there are other cars that you can take the roof and doors off, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, I think that's really cool to have a daily driver that you can take the doors and a roof off. So I think that's the 5th reason. Probably not even gonna try to remember all the 10 reasons that I gave you guys, because if you remember in my last video that I did with the Challenger, I sat here for like a minute trying to remember one reason, and I'm not going to be able to remember all of them. So if you guys would like to add any information to this video, make sure to leave those down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think of the Jeep Wrangler, if you guys think it's a good daily driver, or if you don't think it's a good daily driver. And also add some more reasons if you want. If you guys have experience driving Jeeps, definitely leave those down in the comments. I'm trying to just inform you guys. Just if you're thinking about getting a Jeep, I'm just trying to give you guys some information about my opinions. So if any of you guys have your own opinions, definitely leave those down in the comments. And also give me some more video suggestions. I might be taking this Jeep off-roading with a Range Rover Sport to see how they compare to each other. Hopefully my friend with the Range Rover will actually agree to that, because that would be an awesome video. I'd actually love to do that for you guys. It's about to start pouring, as you guys could hear, so probably gonna end this video before it starts raining too hard. So anyways, if you have any more opinions, leave those down in the comments. If you have any video suggestions for me, also leave those down in the comments. If you found this video entertaining or informative or whatever, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.